It's never too late to start something new. In my last video, I had mentioned being an intern and at 35 getting into the e-commerce space. And it's something that maybe a lot of people might not make that move at 35, but it was something that I was really passionate about. I'd been attending various webinars and traveling to different events related to digital marketing at the time, and it was something that was really exciting to me. That was one of the main reasons I decided to pursue that, and that may be something that you're considering now. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, it's never going to be too late to make that move. And I think this is something that often holds many of us back. We feel like we've got so much time invested on another path and we're starting over from new, and it's going to be a real challenge, which it may have its challenges and there may be some discomfort in that learning curve. But I know looking back, when I jumped over and started working in the e-commerce space, one of the things I was excited about was learning from some of the brilliant people that were already there in the company, many of them that were younger than me. So there was, number one, there was no ego involved or any thoughts of somebody being younger than me that I'm reporting to or learning from. I just wanted to work with the best. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. You just have to leave that ego behind to pursue what it is that you actually really want. The next thing is, and I don't think we do this often enough, is question what it is we like and dislike. Even if you're making some notes on that, even in your current role, think about that. What are the aspects of that role that you enjoy? What are the aspects that you don't care for so much? What are some of your strengths? And look at it from that perspective. There was a call that I was on, and at the beginning of this call, it was we were working from home, and there were several people on this call. It was a large group. It may have been more than 20 people on this call. And when we jumped on the call, I don't know if you're familiar with the public speaking organization Toastmasters, but you'll have an icebreaker. So it's just a question to get everybody talking and ease everybody's tensions maybe of being on camera. And it could be a question about, what's your favorite vacation destination or whatever it may be. On this particular call, the question was, if you weren't in your current role, what would you be doing now? Now, at that time, I was probably in my current role in that company in the e-commerce space 10, 15 years, probably 15 years at least plus. What was amazing on that call is everybody answered this question. It was a fun question. It wasn't anything to get anyone stressed out or panic or anything. But listening to all the responses, nearly 100% of the people would be doing something else. And they were careers that weren't even related to their current roles. The only two that stood out was myself, and I said, well, I love what I do. I'd still do this. I would maybe want to do it as an entrepreneur or an affiliate marketer or a digital content creator. The other answer that really popped out was somebody that was in a management role, and they sounded a little sad because now they're in a leadership management role and they really missed writing the code. They missed being hands-on, but part of career progression, that's where things lead. You become more hands-off and you're in leadership, and that's great if that's what you want to do. If not, it's a whole different skill set. You may not be that happy. So think about that. Sometimes we don't question what it is that we enjoy, what we don't enjoy so much, and that's what I really remember about that particular call. It was eye-opening to how many people would completely do something different than what their current role was. The next one is adjacent careers. This is something that I haven't learned about until this past year. Honestly, I've never heard that. And the idea is something, many people are in careers that are adjacent or very close to the career that they really want, the role that they really want. But it's so close that they don't even realize it. And this is one I remember starting out in the digital marketing space. What I really enjoyed was being in the weeds on everything, similar to what that developer had mentioned. They liked being hands-on. They enjoyed doing the work, being in the software, solving the problems, but then implementing the solutions. And back then I remember setting up email software, building landing pages, doing the creative, doing all the pieces, doing the email sequence, doing all the pieces. And then I looked at my career and it's like, well, it was focused on one marketing channel. 9 years in Google Ads, 9+ years in the SEO side. So it was very close to that, yet it was different. But I always had websites I was building, or building websites for Toastmasters and things along that line that filled that void of that wanting to be hands-on. So think about that. Are you in an adjacent career? That was something that really hit home, because I didn't look at it that way, nor have I heard anybody label that an adjacent career. So you may be, and maybe it is in an e-commerce space, and maybe you're on a certain marketing channel, but there's another marketing channel that might be more appealing. Or maybe you like to actually build the pages and write the email sequences and do all the things. So that could be something there too. I was on a call recently, and it was with some other professionals looking at the job market and what some of their moves would be going forward. And there was somebody that had mentioned that they had gone through an interview process for a similar role they had in the past and got several interviews into this until they realized they no longer wanted to do that role. And it took going through all these interviews to reach that. Now, luckily, they reached that. How about you? Is that something? Think about that. If you could get all those questions and answers together up front, you may realize that before you go down that interviewing path of the same path that you're already on. That was something that was really hit home. And in that same group, one of the ideas that came across is like, whatever you decide to do today doesn't mean it's forever. Sometimes I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves in making a decision, if we want to make a leap and try something new, that it's forever, and that you can never go back to that previous role that you had in the past. I think that's one of the biggest challenges I know personally for me that I've seen over my career, even in college, not changing a major, thinking I've already got so much time invested. And it's funny looking back, because then we're in our late teens, early 20s, and we have all this time, yet it seems like 2 to 3 years of changing course and going in a new direction is forever, when it really isn't. And that's something I can share in the future too. Making the wrong career path early on, and how that can really derail and postpone a lot of things of really being on the right path. So that first one is, don't be afraid to make that change or explore that new path or that new opportunity, and realize that you're starting over. It's going to be some bumps, and it might be uncomfortable, and just leave that ego behind. You may be learning from some people that are younger, that have been in a whole new world that's new to you, but you could share your experience and learn from each other. The next one is question what you like about your current role, what you dislike about your current role. I think physically writing that out on paper, or keeping that somewhere on Notion where you can see it, maybe on your phone, and it's something that you can add to it over time. I've seen this even with other entrepreneurs recently, where they do that, and it helps them define what path they're going to use forward. So leave that ego behind, ask those questions, what you like and dislike. And 3, consider that adjacent career. Are you an adjacent career? You're happy, you're content, but you're maybe not as excited and passionate and over the top as you could be. And now with AI, there's so many things and so many doors that open up. We'll talk more about that as well. A lot of the roadblocks that might be holding you back most likely will be eliminated by using AI and helping you get through some of those barriers. And lastly, don't feel as though this decision is forever. When you put that much pressure on yourself that making a career move is going to be forever. I mean, anybody would maybe be fearful of making that choice and be more content staying on the same path. So number one, leave that ego behind. Know there's going to be some challenges along the way. Two, question what it is you love about your role. What is it that you don't like so much so that you can define that path moving forward. Number three, think about, are you in an adjacent career right now? And that's why you're happy but not as happy as you could be. Or there's side projects that you're working on a lot that are maybe similar to your main role but a different skill set, or maybe there's an entirely new skill set you want to learn. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's digital content creation. And lastly, know that decision isn't forever. You can pivot from there. And oftentimes, sometimes I visualize this as you're walking down a hallway and you go through that first door, it opens this long hallway and there's multiple doors, where you wouldn't have those multiple doors or opportunities had you not opened that first one and stepped through it. So keep that in mind. Keep your options open. Stay excited, stay passionate, and just know it's never too late to start something new, whether it's in your 20s and that feels late to you, your 30s, your 40s. We see a lot of people now 40, 50 plus starting new, starting in the online digital marketing community and YouTube, etc. And that could be you as well. Have an amazing day and talk with you soon. Thanks.